Imagine soaring above this bustling cityscape, leaving behind the endless traffic and congestion. From up here, the world seems to move at a different pace. The hustle and bustle of everyday life, the constant hum of engines, the honking of impatient drivers, all reduced to a mere whisper. We're looking at a modern metropolis, a testament to human innovation and progress. Yet, despite our advancements, we're still bound by the constraints of traditional ground transportation. Every day, millions of people across the globe spend countless hours stuck in traffic, time that could be better spent elsewhere. Our cities are choked by emissions from vehicles contributing to air pollution, and let's not even mention the stress and frustration that comes with navigating through congested roads. This is the reality of our current mobility systems. But then, there's the question of efficiency. How much time do we lose, sitting idle on the roads? How much productivity is lost in the process? The truth is, our current transportation methods are far from efficient. We're confined to two-dimensional routes limited by the infrastructure around us. The result? Wasted time, wasted fuel, and a lot of wasted potential. Now imagine a world where these problems are a thing of the past. A world where you can hop into your vehicle and take to the skies, effortlessly gliding over gridlocked roads below. This isn't a pipe dream, it's a future that's within our grasp. It's a future where the freedom of the skies is no longer limited to birds and airplanes. Imagine a world where the sky is your highway, where you can zip from one location to another without ever having to worry about traffic. Imagine what this could mean for our cities, for our environment, for us. This is the promise of flying cars, a concept that has fascinated and intrigued us for decades. But what if there was a way to rise above it all, to transcend the limitations of our current transportation systems and redefine how we travel? It's time to elevate our perspective, to look beyond the horizon and into the future. Welcome to the future of mobility. Welcome to the world of flying cars. The concept of flying cars isn't as futuristic as you might think. The idea has been around for decades, fueling the imaginations of inventors and dreamers alike. In the early 20th century, when automobiles were slowly becoming a common sight, the concept of a car that could fly was a tantalizing prospect. Visionaries like Henry Ford and Glenn Curtiss, pioneers in the automobile and aviation industries respectively, were among the first to experiment with this idea. Ford, in 1926, unveiled the Ford Flivver, a single-seat airplane that he hoped would become the Model T of the air. Unfortunately, the Flivver project was abandoned after a series of unsuccessful tests. Not deterred by these early setbacks, inventors continued to dream and design. In the mid-20th century, Moulton Taylor developed the Aerocar, a roadable aircraft. With its detachable wings and tail, the Aerocar could transition from road to air travel and back again. Despite its innovative design, the Aerocar never entered mass production, primarily due to regulatory hurdles and high production costs. Fast forward to the 21st century, the dream of flying cars has taken on new life. Thanks to advancements in technology, the fantasy is inching closer to reality. Companies like Terrafugia, Aeromobile, and PAL-V have developed functioning prototypes, showcasing the potential of personal aerial transportation. But perhaps the most significant advancement in the quest for flying cars comes from the field of autonomous technology. Companies like Uber and Joby Aviation are working on electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, or eVTOLs. These autonomous flying vehicles promise to revolutionize transportation, offering a solution to urban congestion and the potential for a more sustainable future. The dream of flying cars has been with us for a century, and now it's closer to reality than ever before. As we continue on this journey, we stand on the brink of a new era in transportation, where the sky is more than just a limit. It's the next frontier. The dream of flying cars is powered by groundbreaking technologies. In our quest to take to the skies, we're seeing a fusion of innovation that's driving us into a new age of mobility. At the heart of flying cars are electric propulsion systems. These are not your average engines. They're lighter, more efficient, and far more environmentally friendly than their gasoline counterparts. They're also impressively quiet, making the dream of zooming through the city skies without contributing to noise pollution a reality. But how do we ensure these vehicles know where they're going and how to get there safely? Enter autonomous navigation systems. By harnessing the power of artificial intelligence and advanced sensors, these systems can plot routes, avoid obstacles, and even adjust flight paths in real time based on changing weather conditions. They're like having a highly skilled pilot on board, even when you're flying solo. And let's not forget about the materials that make these flying marvels possible. Advances in lightweight yet incredibly strong materials are allowing these cars to be both flight-worthy and road-ready. Imagine carbon fiber composites so strong they can withstand the stresses of flight, yet light enough to maintain efficiency. Then there's the matter of energy storage. The latest battery technologies are making it possible for these vehicles to store enough power for meaningful flight times, while also allowing for quick recharging. This is crucial for making flying cars a practical solution for daily commuting. And finally, there's the software that ties it all together. Sophisticated flight control systems manage everything from takeoff and landing to in-flight stability, making the experience of flying as simple as driving. These technologies are not just transforming our skies, they're reshaping our future. As they continue to evolve and intersect, the dream of flying cars moves ever closer to reality. And with every technological leap, we're not just redefining transportation, we're reimagining what's possible. The sky is no longer the limit, it's the destination. Flying cars promise to revolutionize how we travel. Picture this: a world where rush hour traffic is a thing of the past. No more gridlocks, no more endless hours wasted on the road. Instead, the skies become our highways, offering boundless routes and the promise of freedom from terrestrial constraints. The benefits of flying cars extend beyond just the convenience of swift travel. They introduce a paradigm shift in mobility, particularly for remote areas that are currently hard to reach due to lack of infrastructure or challenging terrain. By taking to the skies, we open up new pathways to these locations, bringing them closer to essential services and opportunities. Now, let's talk about the environmental implications. Traditional ground vehicles, particularly those powered by fossil fuels, contribute significantly to air pollution and global warming. Flying cars, on the other hand, are envisioned to be powered by cleaner energy sources such as electricity. This shift to more sustainable methods of transportation could be a game changer in our fight against climate change. But what about the time saved? Consider the daily commuter who spends an average of 1 hour each way traveling to and from work. With flying cars, that commute could be cut in half, or even more. This means more time for productivity, relaxation, and personal pursuits. There's also the potential for cost savings. While it's true that the initial investment for a flying car might be high, over time, the reduced maintenance and fuel costs could make it a more economical option. Not to mention the potential savings from reduced infrastructure needs on the ground, such as roads and bridges. In summary, flying cars could be a solution to many of our current transportation issues. They promise reduced traffic congestion, shorter travel times, increased access for remote areas, and a greener alternative to traditional vehicles. The adoption of flying cars could herald a new era of mobility, transforming our cities and lifestyles. Flying cars could be the solution to our transportation woes, opening up a world of possibilities. So, are you ready for the skies? But with great innovation comes great responsibility. Flying cars, as thrilling as they sound, bring along a new set of challenges. One of the most prominent concerns is safety. Picture this: a car, now a common household item, suddenly has the ability to take off into the air. The thought raises many questions. How do we ensure these flying vehicles don't collide in midair? How do we prevent mishaps due to mechanical failures? The answer to these questions lies in a robust regulatory framework and stringent safety standards. Just like ground vehicles adhere to traffic rules, flying cars must follow specific guidelines for air traffic. These rules can control the height at which cars can fly, the routes they can take, and the speed limits they must follow. A significant part of these regulations includes the implementation of autonomous navigation systems. These systems can help manage air traffic and prevent collisions. They can also provide real-time weather updates and route information, ensuring a smooth and safe journey for the passengers. But what about mechanical failures? Well, that's where advanced safety features come into play. These could include multiple fail-safe mechanisms and emergency landing protocols. The design of the cars themselves should prioritize safety. For instance, the use of advanced materials can enhance the structural integrity of the vehicles, making them more resistant to damage. And let's not forget about the role of pilot training. Even with the best technology, human error can lead to accidents. Therefore, rigorous training programs for pilots are a must, focusing not only on operation skills, but also on emergency management and decision-making under pressure. Safety isn't just about preventing mishaps, but also about being prepared when they do occur. This is why the need for well-equipped emergency response teams who can handle air accidents is also an essential aspect to consider. Safety is paramount, With the right regulations, flying cars can take to the skies without compromising our safety. Imagine a world where the sky is no longer the limit. Picture this, it's Monday morning, and instead of being stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic on the freeway, you're soaring above the city, effortlessly gliding towards your office in the sky. That's right, your office is in a skyscraper that doubles as an urban air mobility hub. A bustling nexus of flying cars taking off and landing like a scene straight out of a science fiction novel. This is not as far-fetched as it may seem. The advent of flying cars brings with it the promise of aerial commuting, transforming our urban landscapes and redefining what it means to travel. No longer bound by the constraints of roads and traffic, we'll be free to navigate the skies, turning hour-long commutes into breezy, minutes-long flights. But the potential of flying cars extends beyond mere convenience. Consider emergency medical services, for instance. With the ability to bypass the gridlock of city streets, flying cars could dramatically reduce response times, potentially saving countless lives. Imagine a future where a flying ambulance can reach a patient in a fraction of the time it takes today, ferrying them to the hospital swiftly and safely. And let's not forget about the broader societal impacts. For those living in remote areas, where traditional forms of transport are limited or non-existent, flying cars could provide a lifeline, connecting them to essential services and opportunities. These vehicles could bridge the gap between urban and rural, fostering greater inclusivity and equality. The urban air mobility hubs, meanwhile, will not just be functional spaces for takeoff and landing, but vibrant communal spaces. Picture bustling markets, recreational facilities, and social hubs, all humming with activity, high above the city streets. In essence, the advent of flying cars promises to radically transform our world. It's a thrilling prospect that combines the best of technological innovation with the limitless potential of human ingenuity. Flying cars are not just a dream, they're our future. As we look to the skies, we see not just a new mode of transportation, but a new era of mobility. The horizons of our cities are no longer bound by the limits of terrestrial traffic, as flying cars are seamlessly integrated into our daily lives. Imagine a world where the morning rush hour is transformed into a ballet of autonomous vehicles dancing in the sky. The commute to work is no longer a tedious crawl through a sea of bumper-to-bumper traffic, but an exhilarating flight through the clouds. The cityscape, once choked with congestion, now breathes freely as the skies become the new highways. The once distant suburbs and remote areas are now just a brief flight away, making the whole city more accessible than ever before. Flying cars are not just about speed and efficiency, they're about breaking down barriers and bringing us closer together. They promise to revolutionize emergency medical services, allowing first responders to reach the scene in record time, potentially saving countless lives. Urban air mobility hubs are becoming the heart of this new era, serving as bustling centers for aerial commuting. These hubs are not just a testament to our technological achievement, but a symbol of the societal transformation brought about by the advent of flying cars. But this new era is not without its challenges. As we embrace this revolution in mobility, we must also navigate the complexities of integrating flying cars into our existing airspace and regulatory frameworks. The safety of our skies is paramount, and we must strive to ensure that the dawn of flying cars does not lead to a dusk of safety standards. Yet as we stand on the brink of this new era, the potential of flying cars to reshape our world is limitless. The congested streets and gridlocked highways of yesterday are giving way to the open skies of tomorrow. The future is here, and it's taking us to new heights. Welcome to the age of flying cars.